Hello, Shansi community. My name is Gavin Tritt, and I'm the Executive Director of Oberlin Shansi. I am thrilled to welcome you to this virtual 2022 Shansi Breakfast. This year, with the shortened reunion and commencement weekend in May, we did not hold a Shansi Breakfast in person. We did enjoy seeing Shansi alumni and friends from milestone classes like Tom Gold, who serves as the 50th reunion chair. While we couldn't welcome the new fellows and their proud families to an in-person Shansi breakfast, they did meet many alumni, Shansi trustees, and local friends at a rocking open house at Shansi House. Even without strawberries and cream in front of us in Longman Commons, we are just as excited as in any year to introduce our wonderful new cohort of Shansi Fellows. As many of you know, the past 2 years have been unusual, but our resilient Shansi Fellows have persevered. After evacuating Asia in February and March 2020 in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, the fellows diligently continued working remotely for their host organizations. In late 2020, our fellows to Japan and our independent fellow in Taiwan returned to Asia and resumed or launched the fellowships, while China, India, and Indonesia fellows continued to work remotely. In the spring of 2022, our Indonesia and India fellows received visas and shipped out to Aceh and Yogyakarta and to Kotagiri in South India. If you check out the Shansi Instagram account, you can find wonderful images and stories of their experiences getting launched at their fellowship sites. For Madeline Gefke, our first Keystone Foundation fellow, her joy at arriving in Kotagiri after spending the first 19 months of her fellowship working remotely is wonderful to see in that Instagram story. While the China Fellows continue to teach remotely, we salute them for their dedication to their students in Shansi and for their patience in awaiting permission to travel to China. Over the last 2 years, Shansi has watched our fellows innovate in response to the challenges brought on by the pandemic, and we've tried to do the same. We launched a new alumni mentorship program for Shansi Fellows, which has had a great response from our supportive community. In 2021, in response to the rising wave of anti-Asian violence in the U.S., we worked with various Oberlin College groups to launch Shansi's AAPI Experience Grants program to support Oberlin student projects engaging Asian and Asian American issues. The second round of grants have been issued, and we look forward to seeing more new projects in the coming year. As we start a new academic year at Oberlin, we're excited to see Shansi House buzzing as well. We've welcomed new language instructors from Japan and China and hope to see new visiting scholars from Indonesia and India in 2023. I am so proud of our Shansi team and how they have adapted to dramatically different circumstances. Shansi Senior Director Ted Samuel has done exemplary work guiding, supporting, and mentoring 2 cohorts of Shansi Fellows through the most challenging times. Return Fellow Jenny Luan helped recruit a wonderful new class of fellows, as you'll see shortly, and Administrative Assistant Jessica Cotter did a great job supporting our fellows during this difficult year. I'm also so grateful to our trustees, advisory committee members, engaged alumni, and dedicated Oberlin College faculty and administrators who have helped us navigate very challenging times. And I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank all of the generous donors who support Shansi programs with gifts to our annual fund and our endowment. These donations make Shansi programs possible and help us secure our future. I'm especially thankful for all of the members of our community who stepped up to help launch our Fellows Support Fund last year. This new fund was designed to assist our fellows impacted by the pandemic to pursue in-country experiences when they are able to travel to Asia. In the long run, the fund will strengthen Shansi's ability to provide expanded mental health support during the fellowship, along with additional professional development opportunities in Asia and post-fellowship for fellows. So now it's time to move on to the fun. We asked each of our new fellows to prepare a self-introduction video. As you will see, we have new fellows headed to our university and NGO partners in China, India, Indonesia, and Japan, as well as a new independent fellow bound for the Philippines, where he will work for an activist think tank in Manila. Before we play those videos, however, I hope you'll enjoy the video skit they prepared. After the video and fellow introductions, you'll hear some remarks from Shansi Senior Director Ted Samuel and returned fellow Jenny Luan. So please join me in welcoming this new Shansi Fellow cohort and wishing them all the best as they embark in this journey. Thank you.
And welcome back to today's Double Jeopardy round. Our contestants have the run of the board before them. Leo, go ahead and select from the board.
Fellowships for 800, please.
An organization with fellowships open to all graduating seniors and alumni of Oberlin College and Conservatory within 3 years of their graduation, regardless of major.
What is Oberlin Shansi?
That is correct. Go ahead and select another category.
Let's stay on fellowships. This is exciting. 600.
An organization with established fellowship partners in China, India, Indonesia, and Japan, which provides opportunities to pursue employment with new independent partners all across Asia.
Oh, what is Oberlin Shansi?
That is correct.
Wait, really? Before we move on, can we hear more about that?
Well, it's unusual for us to do this, but I suppose we can take a moment to expand on the sites. Oberlin Shansi is partnered with several colleges in Asia, including JF Oberlin University in Japan, Lady Doak College in India, Siakwali University and Gajah Mada University in Indonesia, and their oldest connection is with Shansi Agricultural University in China for over 100 years. In more recent times, Shansi has established partnerships with the environmental organizations Green Legacy Hiroshima in Japan and the Keystone Foundation in India. And now, students can even propose independent fellowships across Asia. Independent fellows have worked with language learning startup in Japan, a literary magazine in Taiwan, and an activist think tank in the Philippines.
I didn't know they had that many sites.
Shansi is always looking to expand its offerings, so students of all backgrounds and interests can forge connections in Asia. Alright, for time's sake, let's return to the board. A fellowship with a monthly living stipend, but also a $1,500 stipend for professional development, personal exploration, and networking all across Asia.
What is Oberlin Shansi?
Yes! Not only that, fellows get anywhere from 6 weeks to 3 months of annual paid vacation time.
Opportunities for 1,500.
The only fellowship available to Oberlin students post-grad that provides fellows with a comprehensive orientation, TESOL training for teaching fellows, reimbursement for visa and medical expenses, pre-departure intensive language training, and international round-trip airfare.
What is Oberlin Shansi?
That is correct!
Wait, did you say coverage for TESOL trainings, visa expenses, and international round-trip airfare on top of the stipend for professional development?
Yes, Oberlin Shansi seeks to provide as much support to their fellows as possible to make their programs accessible to every grad, to make sure that fellows can focus on their Shansi experience. You may be onto something, Isabel. Shansi just keeps seeming more and more special, and that's thanks to the generous support of our viewers, friends and family of Shansi.
Wow, this is not just any old fellowship. Clearly these answers are all randomly about Oberlin Shansi for good reason.
To organizations for 600.
For the next clue on the board, for 600. An organization whose ongoing adaptability in their pandemic response has allowed fellows to continue gaining professional experience, facilitating cultural exchange, and engaging in their language training remotely until international borders have reopened.
What is Oberlin Shansi?
That is correct.
Hang on that topic, I think it's worth asking. Do you know if there's any insurance coverage for evacuation?
As a matter of fact, in addition to international medical insurance, fellows also receive evacuation coverage in case of environmental, political, or public health emergencies.
Phew.
Let's try postgrad for 400.
What's that sound? It's the Daily Double.
True daily double. Let's go. All in.
These cool people are there to support you before, during, and after your Oberlin Shansi Fellowship.
Who are Gavin, Ted, Jessica, Sydney, post-site mentors, and an expansive yet close-knit alumni and scholar network?
Yes, what a crew.
What a generous and kind support system. Okay, fellowships for 400.
The Oberlin Shansi community hopes to do this in the coming years as the organization continues to grow and expand its reach.
What is creating new partnerships and network building among a broader range of professionals domestically and abroad, like hosting more scholars from host communities at Oberlin or fostering transnational indigenous artist exchanges?
A correct answer and excellent examples.
I'll pick the last clue on the board. Oberlin Fellowships for 5,000.
This last clue is an excited group of Oberlin alum who cannot wait to embark on the fellowships of their dreams and join the Oberlin Shansi community.
Who is the Shansi 2022 to 2024 cohort?
That is correct. Speaking of the 2022-2024 cohort, we'd like to end today's Double Jeopardy round by thanking you, the viewers, for your support in tuning in, and we'll finish up by introducing you to today's contestants. Hello, I'm Mikael Frey, and I'm one of the 2022-2024 fellows to Shansi Agricultural University in Taigu, China. A little bit about me: I was born and raised in Madison, Wisconsin, and applied to Oberlin Early Decision. After that, I took a somewhat unconventional path. I lived in Oberlin, the town, for 4 years, but only attended school for 3 of them. I majored in biochemistry, and I graduated just this summer. Though I got involved in my fair share of activities, including winter term chemistry research, the Oberlin Book Co-op, and the Writing Associate program, looking back, I see 2 experiences as particularly formative. The first of those is the Oberlin Student Cooperative Association, or OSCA. I joined Pile Co-op my freshman year and threw myself headlong into the organization, becoming a head cook my first semester. I held an all-OSCA position in the spring of 2020 and helped organize the hasty shutdown. After that, I returned to the same position in fall 2021, helping get the organization back on its feet after a year of inactivity. I can definitely say that OSCA gave me a plethora of practical and leadership skills that I consider deeply important. Second experience occurred over the 2020 to 2021 school year, when the coronavirus had its biggest impact on our lives. This is the year I did not attend school. Instead, I rented an apartment in Oberlin, and I worked full-time as a nurse aide at Welcome Nursing Home. Experience cemented my interest in pursuing the pre-medical track, and after Shansi, I hope to pursue a career in medicine. When we get to Taigu in person, I'm excited to finally get to explore the city and country, expand my Chinese language skills, meet faculty and students, and eat lots of delicious northern cuisine.
Hello, my name is Harper Ross. I use any pronouns she, they, and he, all interchangeably, and I am one of the fellows to Shansi Agricultural University in China. Very giddy about saying it still. I just graduated this past spring as Oberlin class of 2022 with a major in psychology and minors in dance, East Asian studies, and history. All of those very interdisciplinary experiences, very liberal arts of me. All of those interdisciplinary experiences really contributed to a strong drive to work on community building and work on really meeting people where they're at in a community, finding out what their needs are, and figuring out how to best address those. So I'm very much looking forward to doing that as a teacher at Shansi Agricultural University, and then hoping to carry those experiences into a master's in social work after the fellowship. Right now I'm coming to you from Kansas City, Missouri, which is my hometown. I'm in my childhood bedroom. And I guess a few things that I did while I was in Oberlin. I was involved in the Taigu community. I was a member of the Oberlin College Taigu Ensemble, as well as an intermediate Taigu Exco instructor. I also worked in the libraries for my entire college career, and worked in the conservatory library for all 4 years, and worked for 3 semesters in the Mary Church Terrell Main Library. I also was involved in lots of dance and played Quidditch, and also did some musical theater. So I'm very much looking forward to getting involved in some on-campus activities while I am at Shansi Agricultural University. And I look forward to keeping everyone posted on my adventures and experiences.
Hello, my name is Jack Stevens. I use he, him as pronouns. I graduated from Oberlin with class 2022 this past year, and I'm going to Universitas Syah Kuala in Banda, Aceh, Indonesia. About me and my interests: I played lacrosse at Oberlin. I conducted research with professors, and I created and taught my own exco, the Ursula K. Le Guin Co. Outside Oberlin, I kept myself pretty busy, I think. I worked multiple jobs in the customer experience industry, a juice bar, a country club, a burger shack. I worked for a coffee startup as a customer experience and marketing associate. I worked for a healthcare company as a market research intern. And then separately, I consulted for another healthcare company. And yeah, I graduated and now I have a Shansi Fellowship awaiting me. And I just feel so excited to have this experience. To just be in Aceh is what I'm looking forward to the most. Meet people, share coffee with them, play card games, relax, explore the province when I'm not teaching, really cultivate connections with the people that are there and forge a lifelong relationship, friendships, hopefully, in addition to all the travel opportunities that there are and the ways that I can engage in recreation, scuba diving, surfing, hiking, like what my past fellows have done. I'm excited to keep a blog while I'm there, and I'll share it profusely in addition to the requisite check-in posts for the Shansi website. So just want to say thank you. I'm so excited to get started.
Hi, my name is Colby Fortin. I am a 2022 graduate of Oberlin College with majors in Comparative American Studies and Politics and minors in Law and Society and Gender, Sexuality, and Feminist Studies. I was born and raised in an itty-bitty town called Peru, no relationship to the country, in the Adirondacks of New York. It's about 5,000, 6,000 people on a good year. If you're unfamiliar with that space, I'm just below the Canadian border and just across the lake, Lake Champlain from Burlington, Vermont. I'll be heading about 10,000 miles away from my hometown to Universitas Gadjah Mada in Jogja, Indonesia. I'm really excited to bring my experiences from Oberlin into this next adventure of my life. At Oberlin, I was involved in OSCA. I was a sexual harm information liaison. I was a preventing and responding to sexual misconduct trainer through the Title IX office. I was a Oberlin Heritage Center research intern. I was a peer advising leader, working with Wendy Kozel, who was teaching a class on justice in America. So that was a really great space to have with first year students. I was also an RA for first years, and I had the opportunity to be a research assistant in the politics department and for a little bit in the sociology department as well. That research experience kind of led me to do honors through the Comparative American Studies department, which was hands down one of the best experiences of my undergrad education. Actually ended up getting highest honors, so it was a really great way to end my Oberlin College career. Outside of work, I enjoy reading nonfiction and attempting to read more fiction. So if you have fiction recs, feel free to send them my way. Yeah, I'm currently reading The Sentence by Luis Erdich, which is I don't know, it's been a good venture. I like it. I have been doing New York Times crossword puzzles daily with my friends. It's a great way to keep in contact with people. I enjoy collaging and zine making, and when possible, being in a ceramics studio. So hopefully I can find a ceramic studio in Jogja. This summer, I have been taking classes online through Alam Bahasa and serving as an intern with ADK Action in my home region. ADK Action is a not-for-profit, been doing some food security work, some arts organization work. It's been really nice to be home for more than 2 weeks, which is the first time that's happened since before the pandemic. Yeah, I'm really excited to dive into UGM and Jogja and Indonesia and Asia at large. This is an experience that I really cherish and value and will make the most of. So yeah, I look forward to telling y'all more about it. Bye.
Hello, my name is Leo Ross. I use they, them pronouns. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, and will be serving as the incoming fellow in Machida, Japan at JF Oberlin University. During my time at Oberlin, I was involved in a number of different organizations on campus. First, I was a PAL, a peer advising leader, and I helped support students through their first semester at Oberlin. I was also a PRISM trainer, which stands for Preventing and Responding to Sexual Misconduct. And so me, along with other trainers, would go and train first-year students in their first and second semesters on consent and bystander practices. And I was also a writing associate, speaking associate, and course writing associate, so I would assist students both in class and outside of class with their speaking and writing. I majored in comparative American studies and minored in history and rhetoric and composition. After I graduated in 2021, I served as the Writing Associates Program Fellow at Oberlin, so I helped coordinate the writing and speaking centers, manage students, and help with outreach. And I loved the ability to continue to connect with people at Oberlin and support students and help people improve their writing and speaking and overall communication skills. I thought it was such a wonderful learning experience. And outside of academics and work, I was on the women's basketball team at Oberlin for 3 years and was lucky enough my freshman year to be part of the championship run, which was the first conference championship in program history. And now that I'm not an athlete anymore, I run and box and hike and love to do that stuff outside of work and school. I'm really excited to go to Japan and looking forward to connecting with you all as well. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ben Echikson. I use he, him pronouns, and I am delighted to be the 2022 to 2024 Oberlin Shansi Fellow to Hiroshima, Japan. I grew up in Brussels, Belgium, to an American father and a Finnish mother, so from a young age I was exposed to a wide world. I grew up with the benefits of 3 different nationalities and cultures, most tangibly with the ability to speak English, French, and Finnish, but also a desire to learn more than just about myself. The desire to learn led me to an Oberlin liberal arts education, which allowed me to explore the many interests I held and still hold. As a freshman at Oberlin, alongside economics classes, I was able to take classes in the East Asian Studies department, including studying Japanese language, which became a passion of mine I still continue today and hope to for many years to come. Outside of academics, I was a member of the men's varsity tennis team. I tutored in French and even hosted a radio show on French hip-hop on WOBC. Through internships, I was able to live a summer in Tokyo working with a consulting startup that worked with many international firms. I worked with the Japan Business Council in Europe, a Brussels-based lobbying firm that advocates for Japanese firms in the European Union, but also for cooperation between Japan and the EU. My time at Oberlin taught me that academics go hand in hand with diverse experiences to help me grow as a person. Wanting to do the most exciting experience possible after graduation, I applied to the Oberlin Shansi Fellowship. My international background, as well as my Oberlin majors in economics and East Asian studies, with a concentration in international affairs, have made me want to work in an international setting and to work building bridges between nations and cultures. Studying Japanese for 4 years galvanized my desire to live in Japan. Oberlin Shansi's Hiroshima Fellowship offered both. I could live in Hiroshima, a city I've heard many sing its praise, and work with 3 organizations that have the goal of international peace in UNITAR and Hiroshima and Green Legacy Hiroshima. I am honored to call myself an Oberlin Shansi Fellow, and I can't wait for these next 2 years.
Hi everyone, my name's Phoebe. I use she, her. I am a recent graduate of Oberlin. I graduated in the spring, and I got my majors in environmental studies and Hispanic studies with a minor in comparative American studies. And I'm really excited to be embarking on a Shansi Fellowship in the fall to Madurai, India. I'll be placed at Lady Doak College, and I'll be working as an administrative assistant and sort of liaison for students that are in the International Studies Center there, as well as other program development and creation. On campus, I was involved in a variety of organizations. My most cherished and prized was my time spent on the track and cross country team. Many of the relationships I made there I'll have for the rest of my life, and I really found a community there. I was also a captain for cross country and track for one of the years. Outside of sports, I was also a community voices manager for Environmental Dashboard, which is resource monitoring work. I was part of the Green Edge Fund. I was a board member all 4 years and held roles such as treasurer, account manager, public outreach coordinator. Through the Green Edge Fund, I sort of got to engage with the larger Oberlin community. Additionally, I got to know the community better through the SITES program, which is the Spanish in the Elementary Schools program. I was an instructor and coordinator there. I was also part of Tank Co-op. I spent time making pottery in the pottery co-op, and I loved going to the Oberlin Public Library as well. I was also an ENVS representative with 2 other amazing students who sort of taught me a lot about student-faculty relationships, and much of this experience I'm excited to bring to Lady Doak and to just get started engaging with the lovely students and faculty that are there. And I'm so grateful for the privilege and honor to be part of the Shansi program and get more involved with the Shansi community as a whole.
My name is Isabel Tadmiri, and I am so excited to be the incoming Shansi Fellow at the Keystone Foundation this year. Keystone is in South India, and I am so grateful to Shansi for the opportunity to already this summer be learning to speak and write and read Tamil. It has been such a stimulating and fun opportunity. I'm also so grateful to Shansi for the opportunity to do work for such an exciting org like Keystone. Keystone is doing work ranging anywhere from environmental public health to oral history and indigenous foodways to eco-development and sustainable community empowerment, all of which are so important for understanding global climate resilience right now. A lot of my interest in being the Shansi Fellow at Keystone stemmed from opportunities that I had at Oberlin and that I will get to continue to pursue and learn about and grow from and see how they work in an NGO setting. I worked for the Office of Environmental Sustainability's Resource Conservation team. I did organizing work with Students for Energy Justice, through which I also found mentorship in the Oberlin Indigenous Peoples Day Committee. I also found invaluable mentorship in my time working as a research assistant for the African Oberlin collaboration, doing environmental justice oral history work. I was a proud member of OSCA's Third World Co-op, a member of the South Asian Students Association, and I had a WOBC show on dreams. I graduated in 2021 as a neuroscience major with double minors in politics and environmental studies, and got to do through the neuroscience program research on chemicals in the environment such as fossil fuel industry pollutants or pesticides, and how those chemicals cause neuroinflammation and their neurotoxicology. Since graduating in 2021, I moved back to New York, where I'm from, and I've been working and serving on the Oberlin College Board of Trustees. I am just excited to be a Shansi Fellow, to continue connecting with this Oberlin community in a new way, showing thanks to my Oberlin experience and also as a mode of professionally working towards this global climate resilience. Thank you.
An aspiring political sociologist from Berkeley, California, going to Quezon City, the Philippines. I'm Isaak Kagampong Heller. I'm 22, use he, him pronouns, and graduated from Oberlin in 2022. I majored in mathematics and economics with a minor in sociology. However, my passion lies in political economy and political sociology, and I took a number of courses relating to post-colonial politics, economics, and literature in my time at Oberlin. As part of honors economics, I created an empirical framework for investigating the ways in which different treatments affect the structure of social networks, as well as the ability of the resulting networks to enable collective action. I created this framework because I'm interested in understanding when political organizing is effective in creating social networks that build grassroots power. During my time at Oberlin, I also participated in research on the degree of racial polarization in congressional speeches and the effects of Ebola-related quarantines on dropout rates in Sierra Leone. Outside of research, I worked as a tutor, as a teaching fellow for intermediate macroeconomics at Walgreens, and for a startup company that is developing an app designed for organizers working towards political mobilization in underrepresented communities. As a Shansi Independent Fellow, I will work for the Philippine branch of Focus on the Global South, an activist think tank that works on political economy of development, power and democracy, and grassroots-based challenges to neoliberalism and authoritarianism. And I'm very interested in going into learning more and working in all these fields later in life as well. I'm super excited for this opportunity because it'll allow me to learn more about complicated and fascinating political situation in a country with an equally complicated and fascinating history. I'll also get a chance to get closer to the Filipino side of my family and learn a lot about Filipino culture. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm super excited. Bye.
Thank you, fellows, for your introductions and for your creative skit. You all have truly humbled me in the way that you celebrate our program and our alumni community. I'm thrilled to work with you for the next 2 years and to have you join the Shansi family. Now, I'd like to introduce our return fellow for the 2021-2022 academic year. Shin Jenny Luan was an integral part of our team. She served as our second fellow to Hiroshima, Japan from 2018 to 2020, where she worked with the United Nations Institute for Training and Research and 2 local nonprofit organizations that work in peace building and education. I would argue that being the second fellow to a Shansi site is, in many ways, more difficult than being the first. While the first fellows work to establish precedents and systems, the second fellow must maintain those precedents while tweaking workflows in order to ensure the long-term sustainability of our institutional partnerships. Jenny did a wonderful job of instantiating a successful fellowship program in Hiroshima. We admire her creativity and adaptability during her 2 years as a fellow. This past year, Jenny was also an exemplary returned fellow. She was innovative in her approach to outreach on campus and application support. Having experienced Oberlin as an international student from China, Jenny was able to give us meaningful insights on the way that Shansi can engage and support non-US citizen students, many of whom are denied the opportunity to apply for postgraduate international opportunities through other fellowship programs. She was also immensely helpful to applicants, often co-hosting resume writing workshops and essay writing sessions here at Shansi House. This fall, Jenny started a master's program at the John F. Kennedy School for Government at Harvard University. We are thrilled that Jenny is pursuing an international career. We are so excited for all that she will accomplish and are truly honored to have worked with her for the past year. So, on to you, Jenny.
Congratulations again to all of our 2022 Shansi Fellows. Jenny Silan here, this year's return fellow to give the closing remarks of Shansi Breakfast 2022. I am so proud of all of you to have made the first steps to this journey, to make through the application process, and to make the commitment for the next 2 years in another country. It was my great pleasure to work with many of you to explore your motivations and goals for the fellowship. With everyone from different backgrounds and bringing different perspectives, I am certain each one of you in this cohort will thrive and grow tremendously during your Shansi experience. With your motivations and goals, don't forget to stay in the present and be open to where this journey might lead you. When I started my Hiroshima fellowship, I was committed to develop a career in psychology to do research afterwards. Little did I know then, I would be so drawn to the people and the culture in the international development field that I applied to graduate school in international policy and law and aim at starting a career in this field now. It was a self-discovery journey for me, and as I heard, for many Shansi alumni. There were many weekends when I took my bike and rode along the rivers in Hiroshima City, nipped on the buns I got from a local bakery nearby, and enjoyed the afternoon sunshine on the riverbank. There were also so many evenings after work I sat on a bench at the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park and watched the moon. A bit poetic, yes, but also great for self-reflection. I learned how to utilize my free time and register the aloneness, which are both common themes for the Shansi Fellowship, but also great training for the adult life ahead. I am grateful for the official training, and I cannot wait to hear about your discoveries in 2 years. The summer is passing by fast, and I am sure you feel your next chapter approaching you fast too. I still remember the night before I flew to Hiroshima, the jitters, the excitement, and the nerves for the new experience and the uncertainties. I barely slept that night. Anxiety started to seep through the excitement. What if my Japanese was not good enough? What if I said the wrong thing? What if I offended my Japanese landlord unknowingly? I'm just putting a stop right here and tell you everything was fine. Mistakes were made, but I fixed them. I learned and grew. Hope this mindset will help you too. Again, congratulations to all of you and good luck. Embrace the ride, enjoy the sceneries along the journey, experience and learn from the present.